I'm Isis Romero, and this is the news in San Antonio. We've all heard of Uber, but what about Hood Uber? These rides around town are unregulated, and last night a driver was shot while on the job. The shooting happened near Woodlawn Lake Park. Reporter Zach Briggs tells us how it happened.
So if you hop onto Facebook and search Hood Uber, you'll find local groups where people are offering or looking for rides. It's unregulated and has no direct ties to the real Uber company. Meantime, the 27-year-old driver in this incident last night is recovering in the hospital after being shot in the shoulder. Officers responded to the 2000 block of West Laurel Street near Culebra Road around 9 p.m. According to police, the driver of this Nissan Altima was shot by his passenger who refused to pay for his trip. This was after the passenger got out of the car, which made the driver think he was just looking for money. All police could tell us about the suspect is that he's a man in his 30s, and we have the victim. He's being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. I'm Zach Briggs, KENS 5.
A fugitive wanted on 9 felony warrants was arrested after a multi-agency operation. And now we're learning how investigators were able to capture him. Vanessa Croy is breaking down the charges.
Police say Anthony Ibarra targeted a FEMA trailer, stealing supplies and equipment meant for flood rescue and recovery efforts in Kerrville. And investigators say it was just one stop in a crime spree that spanned months, racking in more than $16,000 worth of stolen items. Our cameras were rolling as a multi-agency task force closed in, ending a months-long crime spree and taking a fugitive wanted on 9 felony warrants into custody. Police identify the suspect as 26-year-old Anthony Ibarra. From July to December, he's accused of targeting a Northside sports complex over and over, getting away with thousands of dollars in power tools and electronics. But that wasn't his only target. Police say Ibarra broke into a FEMA trailer, storing generators and supplies meant for rescue and recovery efforts after the deadly 4th of July floods in Kerr County. According to an arrest warrant, Ibarra dropped one of the stolen items and police were able to pull fingerprints. But Ibarra was still on the run. Then police say he hit a business in Balcones Heights and robbed a man at gunpoint at a medical center hotel. After a Crime Stoppers bulletin was issued, tips came pouring in, naming Ibarra as the suspect. So when he went back to the sports complex in December, officers had the evidence they needed to arrest him and caught Ibarra red-handed. But he took off running and disappeared into the night. Police, though, continued their manhunt. And on New Year's Day near I-10 and Vance Jackson, multiple law enforcement agencies joined together and made their move. Ibarra tried to run again, but officers say this time he didn't get far and was finally hauled off in cuffs. Tonight, Anthony Ibarra is facing a long list of charges, including burglary and aggravated robbery. Reporting near downtown, Vanessa Croy, KENS 5.
Volunteers with Planned Parenthood of South Texas picked up paintbrushes on Thursday to fight against the state mandate to remove art projects from public spaces. They installed a new crosswalk at their northwest side location and say more are on the way. Sue Kalberg visits with the artists.
Volunteers with Planned Parenthood say they're going to make sure rainbows continue to sprout around town.
I think you can't have one without the other, resilience and resistance. Especially now, I think this is more of an act of resistance when, the city is being threatened to lose millions of dollars in transportation funds.
With public art projects disappearing across the state, officials with the local Planned Parenthood say they have a duty to speak up on behalf of communities being silenced.
I'm really proud of San Antonio as far as showing up and showing out for the queer community.
The painters say it's about pride and joy.
We need community and to celebrate.
Yes, we're funny people, but I think everybody enjoys each other's company too. And we need the support of community.
Oh my gosh, I think the vibe is super fun.
They say the goal is paint rainbows at all their local locations and in the Rio Grande Valley.
They're still recruiting volunteers for the next phase of this art project at KENS5.com. You'll find that link. In Northwest San Antonio, Sue Kalberg, KENS 5.
San Antonio city leaders have approved a land purchase tied directly to the Spurs' future. The unanimous vote clears the path for a multi-use district near Hemisphere. City Council approved the acquisition of a federal office building and adjacent property. Officials say it'll set the stage for years of development. Meredith Haas explains what happens now.
The motion passes.
City Council approved the $30 million purchase of this federal office building and the surrounding lots at 727 East Cesar Chavez by the Spurs, a 5.7-acre site that's expected to become part of a larger mixed-use development, but not before clear understanding that the public's needs come first.
I do expect that whatever is developed here helps us achieve our goals and is not just some ultra-luxury apartment, set of condos.
Other council members raising the same concern, prompting Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones to push for a delay to allow for more public input.
I think it's important in the interest of public transparency that we go through the full process.
A request that was not seconded by council. Unanimously, council voted to push the approval to purchase through.
And we need to ensure with this transaction, whatever gets built on that property, if the offer is approved, is accessible to all. The process includes ensuring that we reach out to homeless service providers to see if this property is fit for homeless services and/or shelter.
The land will be paid for by the Spurs, and it's slated to include housing, businesses, and office space, all tied to the team's future home near Hemisphere. Councilwoman Terry Castillo says they plan to stay on top of every plan made to ensure the move benefits the community.
Is that council continues to get into the weeds of each of these definitive documents and prioritize public access and, of course, affordability.
And that's the news in San Antonio.